CHAMPS Live is presented by Lawrence Technological University, where Blue Devils dare, Hungry Howie's, famous for flavor, and the Detroit Medical Center. Do you have a sports injury or are just looking to take your game to the next level? Go where the pros go. Visit dmc.org/gamechangers. Hi, everyone, and welcome to, among other things, National Cheese Souffle Day and National No Dirty Dishes Day. Weird there's a day for that, but welcome to episode 34 of State Champs Live, presented by Lawrence Tech. Students can register now for summer semester classes that begin Tuesday, May 26 at Lawrence Technological University, including fast-track certificate programs in rapidly growing career fields. In keeping with social distancing guidelines, all classes will be offered online in the 2020 summer semester, which ends Friday, July 31st. Students can accelerate their academic progress toward a career goal or explore areas of new interest. And if they're enrolled elsewhere, they can consider classes that may transfer to their home campuses. Find out more at ltu.edu. We are live right now on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter every Monday through Friday at 2 p.m. My name is Lauren Plant, and we are joined by not only a former Michigan high school state champ, but also someone who was an Olympian. This is 2 in a row. But first, let's check out the hot headlines for Monday, May 18th. Joe Kosar Foundation event postponed. Since its inception in 2009, the Joe Kosar Foundation for Children has raised more than $1.1 million to assist children and families in need. On Monday, it was announced this year's celebrity softball series, set for late August, has been postponed until 2021. Holly's Andrew Anderson drafted. Holly native Andrew Anderson was selected by the expansion franchise, the Las Vegas High Rollers, with the 4th pick in the 2020 Pro Bowlers Association League draft on Sunday. The 2013 Class B individual state champion, Anderson was a 3-time member of the Junior Team USA while bowling in college at Oakland University. He became a full-time PBA Tour bowler in 2017, won 2 PBA Tour titles, and was named the 2018 Player of the Year. The PBA League features 5 player teams of the top bowlers in the world, but play has been halted until the fall. Chelsea hires a former NFL tight end. A 3-sport athlete at Chelsea High School before playing football at Western Michigan and in the NFL for 8 seasons, Tony Sheffler is the new head girls basketball coach at his high school alma mater. Sheffler spent 2 seasons as an assistant to Todd Blomquist, who won 307 games in 20 seasons as the Bulldogs leader, before stepping down in March. Chelsea won a 3rd straight league title in the Southeastern Conference's White Division over the winter and made it to the quarterfinals 2 seasons ago. Well, all right, those are the headlines. Let's get to today's Hungry Howie's Twitter question of the day. Which Olympic Games are your favorite? The Summer Olympics, the Winter Olympics? I can't pick just one, or I don't watch the Olympics. Find State Champs Michigan on Twitter. Please vote for today's question of the day. We'll read the results tomorrow. Well, today on Live, we are joined by someone who I can predict how she would probably answer that question. She won multiple state titles in track and field at Ypsilanti. She was a Big Ten champ, a European champ, an Olympian. She resides in Kansas, but she's here training at her high school stomping grounds during the pandemic while her husband works at U of M. So we welcome Tiffany Porter, formerly Tiffany O'Feely. Thank you so much for coming on the show.
Thank you so much for having me. I am so thrilled to be joining you guys today.
All right. Well, we appreciate it. And I just want to start right at the beginning. How did your love for track and field and specifically hurdles begin?
Track and field specifically, when I was younger, I would always race my brothers and my fellow, age mates in the streets, and I would always win. So I figured, I'm kind of good at this thing. I really enjoyed track. I was always really quick. So I figured, let's try to, do it in an organized manner. So essentially, that was how I started running track. But hurdles specifically, that started in high school when my high school coach, Mick, mentioned, hey, Tip, you're tall, athletic, coordinated. Let's try the hurdles. So that Monday, I was just playing around with the hurdles. I was able to three step, which is a skill that not everybody can do kind of immediately, and it went well. By that Saturday, I was running in the in like an invitation on the shuttle hurdle relays, and it was history from there. I became a hurdler from that day.
Well, there you go. The rest, as they say, is history. All right. Well, let's talk about high school. Mid 2000s, 7 individual state titles while at Ypsilanti, which is incredible. One in the long jump, 6 on the track, majority coming in the hurdles. We can also say that, correct me if I'm wrong, an all-stater in high school while still in the 8th grade.
Yeah, that is something that was really special. Like I have very fond memories of my time at Ypsilanti High School. And I definitely think the foundation that I built there really set me up to be successful at the University of Michigan and now as a professional Olympian hurdler. So yeah, it was definitely a really good experience. I give a lot of credits to my high school coaches, Mick, Chris, even Torin. Like we had a big team of supportive people and mentors that definitely helped mold me into the athlete that I am today.
Yeah, and that's exactly where I was going. You were not only a state champ, multiple state champ, salutatorian at Ypsilanti. We need to mention that. What do you remember really the most about your high school career? Obviously, you mentioned some of the people that you had rooting for you, helping you, Chris Jonick, Dave Mitchell, represent Michigan high school track, just so many people that were in your corner. And obviously, you had great teammates.
Absolutely. Great teammates, great support staff, like I mentioned. At Ypsilanti, it really felt like a family affair. Like you knew people were rooting for you and wanted to see you succeed. So I think that's always really important to just kind of set you up. But coming from, Nigerians in our culture, education is everything. So my parents didn't care if you ran a PR, if you went out there and won a state championship. If I got an A minus when I should have gotten an A, it was a problem. So just having that instilled in me from a very early age that yes, sports is awesome, but academics is equally as awesome, I think definitely still resonates with me today. And now being a mother, that's something that I'm going to instill in my daughter as well.
Well, there you go. And again, if your academics were strong and they were on point, then you were going to be allowed to pursue your dreams in the athletic arenas and would have your parents' full blessing, I would imagine. So excuse the pun, but how did Michigan get the inside track on you? Was it just geography?
A little bit of both. So I am very family oriented, and I didn't want to go too far away from home, but at the same time, I didn't want to just choose somewhere that wasn't the right. Michigan was the right fit for a lot of reasons. One, great academic institution. They had a lot of success in track as well. It was close to home, and when I went on my recruiting trip there, it just really felt like a great fit for me. So it was an easy decision, and honestly, one of the best decisions that I made. I had a great time at Michigan. I met my husband there, lots of my best friends from there. Like you mentioned, I was blessed to win 5 national championships there, which actually still stands as the record for the number of consecutive national championship titles. Um, so yeah, very fond memories. Obviously went to pharmacy school there, graduated as a leadership scholar from pharmacy school there. Just my whole 7 years of being a student, and I guess 4 of being a student athlete, were definitely very special. So I'm so glad that I chose Michigan.
Absolutely. All right. So you're getting into all the things that I'm going to get into, which is great. We can reiterate. In 2014, you were inducted into the Michigan Athletics Hall of Fame, just a testament to your 5 NCAA titles, your doctorate in pharmacy. Collegiate track, obviously, such a step up from high school and AAU. So how did you adjust the increased workload while maintaining such a high academic standard?
Yeah, that's a really good question, Lauren. I think, again, it goes back to the team that you surround yourself around. Coach Henry, Coach Chiz, all of the academic counselors and people that you just have around you rooting for you and helping to mold you into a stellar student and a stellar athlete, I think really contributed to my success. And yeah, being inducted into the Hall of Fame was really special for me. I think it was just kind of a culmination of all of the work and I guess tears of stress and tears of happiness as well that I experienced
Yeah.
while at. And to be able to experience that with my coaches and my husband and all the people who've kind of been with me from day one was really special. And it's really cool to be able to say, yeah, I'm a U of M Hall of Famer.
That's right. Absolutely. Now, you barely missed the U.S. team for the World Championships in '09. We talked a little bit about this before the show. Less than like 1/100th of a second, which of course would be maddening, to me, after work and being that close. But it motivated you, of course, and we'll get into where you went from there. But at the time, it can be rather devastating.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing with sports. I mean, one of my models is you work hard, you train hard to be able to make competitions easy. So situations like that, where it comes down to thousands of seconds, motivates you to push harder in practice. Like we had a hard session today in the pouring down rain. I did not want to be out there. My toes were cold. Rain was in my face. Just didn't want to be out there. But then I remember situations like that. And you said, you know what, this might be the difference between making a team, not making a team, getting a medal, not getting a medal, getting re-signed, not getting re-signed. Like there's a lot that goes into it. And the fact that we are measured so specifically, it can go to the thousandth of a second, I think definitely does set you up mentally just to continue to work hard in practice and stay motivated, even on days when you don't necessarily feel like being out there.
Yeah, absolutely. In fact, having Allison Schmidt on Friday, it was a very similar situation. Swimmers, they have just fractions of a second, that can define them in some cases. Now, you were born here, tri-citizenship with the United States and Great Britain and Nigeria, because your father was born in Nigeria, your mother in Great Britain. When did you decide that you would run for Great Britain, and why?
So it had always been in the back of my mind. I always had that option. Like you mentioned, I do have tri-citizenship. And honestly, at the time, it was just the perfect fit. The UK does a really good job of supporting their athletes, both financially and just with like medical and physios and nutrition and just the whole package that goes into making a world-class athlete. So for me, it was just the right fit. It felt like just the right fit, basically. So from
Yeah.
2010 until now, so 10 years now, I've been running for Great Britain. My sister also runs for Great Britain, and it's been an awesome decision, and I've had lots of success, and I wouldn't change it.
Yeah, and you have a husband. You mentioned Jeff Porter is also a track star in his own right. 2007 NCAA national champ at Michigan. Also competed in two Olympics. One of the few Americans to also compete in back-to-back Olympics. He also has a doctorate degree. Talk about how the two of you have supported each other over the years to help realize both of your dreams.
Absolutely. I always say Jeff was like my soulmate. It sounds so cliche and so fuzzy, but honestly, like I met Jeff when
Yeah.
I was 17. He was 19, both running track at the University of Michigan, both hurdlers. And in fact, I mean, I can go into this for hours, but I didn't like him at first. I thought he was loud and boisterous and arrogant. I didn't want anything to do with Jeff Porter. And then my college coaches predicted, you're going to end up marrying that man, because they could just see something that I really put in at an early age. But just having somebody who gets it. The life of an athlete is very unique. It's obviously very rewarding, and I am so blessed and fortunate to have been an athlete now for so long, but it is unique, and it takes somebody, a very special partner, to understand that and to help you nurture that talent and to help you kind of realize your full potential. So it has been incredible having somebody to understand that from like, just like kind of on the sidelines sort of a situation, to now he's actually my coach. He coaches my sister and myself. So he literally holds my career in his hands. And it takes a lot of trust, because obviously my career is very important to me. So it was a testament about him that, you are my husband and my partner, and I love you, but I also trust you enough to harness this career that I've built for myself. So yeah, it's been incredible. It's a great partnership. I'm so grateful to have Jeff in my life, and I'm really excited to show the world just what we can do together next year
All
at the
right.
Olympics.
All right. See, again, leading me right on. I love it. And you guys obviously have a beautiful daughter. We have video of you working out with her by your side. So Kevin can roll that. But obviously you've got a whole nother reason to help motivate you to be a great role model and obviously still a great athlete.
Absolutely. I've always had that intrinsic motivation from a very early age, and I think that has contributed to my success. But now, being a mother, oh my goodness, it's just heightened that so much. Because, like you mentioned, I do want to be a good example. I do want to, motivate her and to help mold her into this awesome adult, this awesome human being. But
Yeah.
even more so, just I want to set her up, financially and just in so many different ways. So yeah, being a mother has definitely changed my perspective and has helped to just be that little extra motivated.
Yeah, absolutely. You have 12 medals, I believe, representing Great Britain in your career. Athlete of the Year, many accolades. You got as far as the semifinals in the Olympics in 2012. In 2016, you did make it to the hurdles finals. I believe the 100 hurdles finals. You had your younger sister alongside you, Cindy. Can you talk about that experience? Not only the both of you reaching the finals for Great Britain, but again doing it together.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's one of those instances that I will appreciate more when I retire. Like, obviously, in the moment, it was incredible to be able to, make the final. First of all, it's a huge accomplishment in and of itself, but to do it alongside with my sister and then to have my husband there at the Olympics as well is honestly something that we've been talking about writing a book because it was a really cool experience. Obviously I wanted to have done better. Like I do have 4 world championship medals, and the Olympics is that illustrious medal that I haven't quite achieved yet. I've won European medals, Commonwealth medals, world medals, pretty much every medal, like national medals that you can imagine, but
Yeah.
don't quite have that Olympic one, but by the grace of God, it's coming. But yeah, it was definitely very incredible to have my sister and my husband there at the Olympics with me for sure.
Absolutely. All right. Hey, if you have any questions or comments that you want to ask Tiffany Porter, formerly Tiffany O'Feely, now's the time to ask on Facebook, Twitter, or YouTube. We'll get to them very shortly. I mentioned at the top, and you've been alluding to it, is that you are in training. And in fact, back at Ypsi High, I believe, doing some training, you still have that Olympic fire inside you.
Absolutely. When I got pregnant with my daughter, it's always a little bit of a risk because you don't quite know how you're going to feel. Like everything's just changing, becoming a mommy. First of all, even physically, everything's changing. And then just mentally, I was, a little bit like, okay, how is my mindset going to be after I have this child? Am I going to still want to go and, try for another Olympics? But there was no doubt in my mind. I knew, assuming, God willing, and if I'm still able to, I absolutely want to try for one more Olympics. So yeah, that is the goal. I've been training really hard, working really hard. In fact, I'm fitter and leaner than I've ever been before, which doesn't really make sense. Like, I don't know, but I'm grateful for that. But yeah, still working hard, and it would have obviously been ideal if we could have experienced an Olympics this year the way that we all kind of envisioned it happening. But as you know, with the whole pandemic, this is bigger than sport. So I understand the need to have had postponed it. And yeah, I'll just keep on training for one more year and give 2021 my best shot.
Right. You are not getting older, you are getting better. So, like a
There you
fine
go.
wine. Okay. We're going to be getting
There you
to
go.
your questions. All right. We're going to get to your questions next for Tiffany Porter. First, let's check out this week in state champs history. We go to the Greater Lansing Sports Hall of Fame Classic from 3 years ago, Weberville taking on Lake Odessa Lakewood. And this was a classic in terms of the performance for Aaron Hunt, pitching for Weberville, a tournament record-setting day, 20 strikeouts in the game. But we were tied at nothing in the bottom of the 7th until Olivia Nims coming through, walk-off base hit. Weberville goes on to win 1-0 the final. This week in state champs history, presented by Lawrence Tech Athletics. Recruit yourself at ltuathletics.com. All right, and since we're running short on time, I just want to get this last one in for you, Tiffany, and that is really, what advice do you have for the young athletes out there, the high school athletes now who, see a vision of themselves achieving some of the heights that you've done? What do you think is the best advice you should give a young athlete today?
Well, a couple of things. I will say, one, I'm big on team and just having a good team around you. So parents, mentors, um, people that are going to keep you healthy. Just having that team really does help, and it helps with the longevity of anybody's career. And two, don't be scared to be different. You just because you might be focusing more on academics or focusing more on, sport than your counterparts. And they might say, oh, you don't want to come out to this party. Let's go and hang out. And, you might have an early morning practice, or you might have, a competition. I think it's okay to be different, and it's okay to just remember that those sacrifices will pay off. So yeah, and then obviously hard work and just like literally putting in the work and believing that you can achieve something is going to help you do it. If you don't even think you can do it, then you're not going to be able to accomplish it. But just keeping that in mind and just staying true to yourself as well.
All right. And enjoy the journey, right?
Absolutely. Because there's
All
definitely
right.
joy in the journey.
All right, cool. I want to thank Tiffany Porter, formerly Tiffany O'Feely, taking some time to share her life with us again here on State Champs. It was 15 years ago when we met on the track and did our little feature for the show back in the day. It's been so long, and I would love if we could do this again sometime.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for having me, State Champs. You guys have a fantastic one. And thanks, Lauren.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much, Tiffany. Take care. Let's take a look at today's clip of the day. And that's your clip of the day. There you go. All these kids motivated. They're just keeping it going, and we appreciate it. We want your short video clip to be our clip of the day. Send us a link to your clip on any of our social media platforms. We'll check it out. Hey, did you know that sensory training is connected to your fitness? The pros at the DMC, they think of everything. Check out this brief clip.
Athleticism is more than just training power and speed. Training your sensory system, utilizing your eyes, can improve your reaction time and your quickness. We're going to be training your eyes, connected to your brain, connected to your body. So whatever the sport, incorporate sensory training into your next workout.
And those aren't just glasses that he's wearing there. They're actually kind of like strobes that go, which kind of distort a little vision so that you can work more on fine-tuning your senses. It's really amazing, and the DMC Physical Therapy and Sports Medicine team can help you with that. All of our Game Changer segments, full 2-minute versions, are available on our app, our website, our social media. We have a great playlist on the YouTube channel for State Champs TV. Check it out. All right, let's see the results of yesterday's Hungry Howie's Twitter question of the day. This is Monday, or Fridays, actually. Are you watching any live sports during the quarantine? No, but I'm ready. So there hasn't been a whole lot of sports to check out, but looks like right now they're waiting for some of the more traditional sports. So, all right. So tomorrow on live, and actually Wednesday on live, it's going to be Hang Time Takeover here on the channel. We're going to have Scott Bernstein and TJ Kelly. We have ranked the top 25 boys basketball state champions over the state champs era. So 2003 all the way through 2019. We're going to talk about teams that are ranked between 25 and 11 tomorrow, and then the top 10 on Wednesday. So we're talking hoops. We want you to be a part of it. Check it out tomorrow at 2 p.m. If you know of a guest or a topic we should talk to or about here on live, please contact our show coordinator, Amanda. She has an email address, amanda@yellowflagproductions.com. All right, have a great day. We will see you tomorrow once again right here on State Champs Live.
Right now, we are all longing for the roar of a crowd, the excitement of a stadium filled with cheering fans, and the ecstasy of celebrating a hard-fought victory. But right now, we're all on the same team, and we must do our part to make sure as many students, athletes, coaches, teachers, parents, and loved ones are there when we have the luxury to resume our rivalries and start rooting for our teams once again. Stay home and stay safe.
State Champs Live is presented by Lawrence Technological University, where Blue Devils dare, Hungry Howie's, famous for flavor, and the Detroit Medical Center. Do you have a sports injury or are just looking to take your game to the next level? Go where the pros go. Visit dmc.org/gamechangers.